Okay, in Microsoft Word, we're going to do, what version is this that we're learning? A version of Office. Office is like a package of Word, Excel, Access, PowerPoint, all of that. What version are you learning? Should know that. Anybody know? 2010. That's what version you're learning right now. Will there be newer versions out? Well, yeah, I think there is coming out with, if not already, 2013. Are they all really different? Not really, usually. Usually you should be able to figure it out. Same concept of what we're doing here, just a few different functions. From 2007, I should say from 2003 to 2007, there was a big jump as far as the look of Word. With the ribbon, it's called, and all of that. But this version isn't that much different than the last one. Okay, I don't know about the next one. So, but you should be able to use a bunch of them. So up here is, if you go to File, you can do, whatever. This is kind of the shortcut bar. By default, you have some shortcuts up here. Okay, so you have the Save, Undo, Redo, Print, and then you can modify some other things also. Okay, but we're just here. Here, like if I wanted to customize what's on this bar, then you can customize that, and we'll get into that more later. Okay. But what I want you to do is change your orientation. What do I mean by that? Kind of a review of CRT a little bit. What's your orientation? What's that? How the pages turn right. So are we on portrait or landscape by default? Portrait, right. So you're looking at a picture like this, like straight on. The normal size paper, how you would do it. If you're looking at something this way, it's landscape. Look over the landscape. Think of it that way. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and change it to landscape orientation, which is here. Okay. You're doing that on yours, right? You okay? Let me know if you're not, because I don't want it to be at the end and you're not sure what you're doing. Okay. So by default, do you know what I mean by default, everybody? What does by default mean? Normal. When you open up a document, by default, like the normal, unless you change it type of thing, is that we have 1-inch margins all the way around. Okay. You can always change that, and we will here in a little. Well, we change our orientation. Click back on the Home tab here. Okay. And now what we're going to do is, actually we're going to go to Insert menu. Go to Insert, and we're going to insert a table. We're going to go, let's do, what is that? That is 3 rows by 4 columns. So rows going horizontal, 4 columns. Okay? Got it? Okay, now by default, it's, going to be black lines and all that. If, we're not going to do this part, but if you wanted it to have some formatting already for you, given whatever your purpose of the table is, you have other options here. But we're not going to do that. We're just going to do regular for now. Okay? Okay, so now what I want you to do is up here, you notice when you make a table, you have table tools up here, right? That's how you get back to that. Okay. So in the first box here, I want you to center in the first cell and just put type school activities. And the next one you can center. You can do that all at the end if you want, but you can do it right now if you want to. I'm going to change my mind on this. This is work and career activities. So the last one would be interesting. Something interesting about you is what we're going to do here. Okay. So if you left click and drag and highlight, are you with me or no? Do I need to slow down? Anybody? Let me know. Okay. Highlight the first row, and now you can change the font size, right? You don't want it to be so big that it's going on multiple. And then, change your font to a legible font, right? Something you can read. But something different than default. What is the default font? Calibri. Yeah, that's a change from a different version of Word. A lot of times, I'll show you how to change your defaults later, but Times New Roman should generally, I think, still be your default font. But Word 2010 and 2007 chose to change that for some reason. Okay, change your font color. You can do that by clicking the down arrow here and changing your font color. Okay, now what I want you to do next, and I'll let you work on it for a minute, you're going to find a picture that relates to something that you do school activity-wise. And I'll show you how to find that here, and then you're probably going to have to use something online, right? Is that legal? Probably not, but we're not going to sell this or put this out on the internet or anything else. So what I want you to do here is, let's say that you were involved in if you go to Google and you go to images, then let's say you were involved in Business Professionals of America. Then if you find a picture that you want to use in there, then I want you to find the image. This one's going to be a harder find. Hold on. And then, like if this is a picture I want to use, you can right click on it, save picture as, and then you want to save it in your home directory with a logical name, probably. BPA on this one. Okay. I'm going to save this on my desktop. Okay. So I'm going to give you a few minutes to do that. I'll come around and help. Okay, in your table, in your row 1, then I want you to make the row 1 a different background color than the actual text, okay? So how do you do that? Well, click on your table, then your background color here. Oh, where'd it go? We can format your table. I'm going to go to my table properties. This is actually your table properties. We might as well do this while we're here. Okay? So your whole table, you want it to be centered, right? In the center of your page. You want that to be there? Borders and shading. Let's do that. Are you with me or no? Can you see what I'm doing? Is my demo still up? It did? Did it come back? Yeah? Most of you? Yeah? Okay, let me back up. If you click on the table, there's a little box that comes up, right? And then if you right click, then you should have the option of table properties, right? Realize that in Word and all software programs, usually there's multiple ways of getting to the same location. So click on table properties and you want it centered. Your alignment is centered. Okay. If you want to go to borders and let's go to borders and shading down here. Should be down here. Okay. Okay, now it shows your borders here. If you didn't want any borders, then you could click none, but we don't want that. Okay. If you want just like the page border itself, you want a border around the page. Let's say you wanted that. You can click on where you want the border. Maybe you only wanted it on the sides. So you could click on the sides of the page where you wanted your border. To take it off, you just click on it again. Are you seeing what I'm doing or not really? Let's go back to the borders though, rather than a page border. Go to the borders here. And then color, to pick a bit different background color for your whole table. Then it says apply to table, paragraph, cell, or whatever. Let's go table. Okay. And let's do, instead of this how thick it is, the border, you can do maybe 1.5, somewhere in there. Okay. And then just click OK. Now maybe, well, I'll come back to this. Maybe you didn't want it all the way, and then I can show you how to do that. Okay. So now you should have like a border of a different color besides black all the way around your table. Good on that?